Did you just receive an email from your line manager reminding you to take one of those boring human resource modules, all these obligatory training modules on health and safety, or introduction to university processes, or introduction to your corporate environment, or how to find the fire exits, or how to respond to freedom of information requests, or how to handle procurement process? You know what I mean, right? If you're working in a big corporate organization or even a medium enterprise, you have to do a lot of these mandatory trainings. Everybody finds them dead boring, even though learning designers have done their best to actually make these things palatable. Well, a solution has presented itself in the form of AI. You can get your AI agent to take those modules and attempt the quizzes, and it will give you 100% pass rate. And how do I know all this? It's because I've tested it successfully, so you don't have to. Why am I telling you all this? It's not to get you to cheat your human resources department. It's for your human resources department to try and do something about this, either by blocking access to the AI agents, or perhaps by bringing these things back into the real world domain so you have to sit in a classroom with a teacher. Let me take you through the process of how I got this done. I'm using the agent from ChatGPT version 5. You need to have the paid version in order to do this, but even on the cheaper subscriptions, it's going to work. After you launch the agent, you have to log into the environment where the test is placed. Now, be mindful that doing this might violate a stack of processes and procedures. But then again, if you were interested in doing the test properly, you would be taking the test yourself, wouldn't you? After you've logged in, you can give control back to the agent and instruct the agent to take the test. The agent will then go through the various steps, access the various modules, look at the information that is displayed, go through the various exercises and quizzes up until it reaches the end of the process. At the end of these processes, there's usually some sort of quiz that you need to take to show your attainment, which is kind of funny in the circumstances, as the bot is actually showing its own attainment. Your agent will then take the test, and the only thing that you will have to do is print your certificate of accomplishment at the end. Well done. You've cheated the system and you have completed the training. Now you know nothing about the subject on which you hold the certificate on. What does that tell us? It tells us that any online environment, any remote teaching online tool is subject to manipulation by the AI agents. This is an emergency, both for the provision of education and for your human resources department. So you better tell somebody within your institution to do something about this before everybody magically completes all the mandatory training in the next 5 minutes. If you're interested on more kind of cutting edge and slightly dodgy applications of AI, come back to the channel for more. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.